Alright, so I got my package from Fusion. I want to show you guys how this is packaged up real quick. They do really good sending it in a pretty well unmarked envelope. It says fragile on there, so they usually ship FedEx. So I'll show you guys what I got in here, but it comes in a padded envelope inside of that envelope. And then when you open it up, all the vials come individually inside their own little plastic container. So they're nice and safe, well secured inside of there. It also comes with, of course, your purchase receipt, and it comes with branded little alcohol pads. So I'll show you what I got here in just a second. All right, the first thing I'm going to show you here is the bacteriostatic water. So this is what they send. It's 10 mil. This comes if you purchase over a certain dollar amount in product, or you can add it as an addition to your order. Next thing I have here is the GLP-3. This is also known as retatrutide. So I'm going to be utilizing this. I've talked, if you guys follow me on YouTube, you guys know that 1 milligram per week in a split dose works very, very well for me. To help prevent muscle loss, I'm also mixing in some CJC 1295. Now this is the CJC with DAC. So you're able to inject, instead of doing multiple injections per day, you can do 2 injections per week. So this works out perfectly because I want to do half milligram twice per week of the retatrutide and half milligram twice per week of the CJC to help prevent muscle loss and to help aid in fat loss. So I'm going to take these out. I'm going to take one of my branded alcohol swabs. I'm going to open these up. You just simply pop the cap off. It helps to pop one side, come around, pop the other side, and it pops off nice and clean like that. So I'm going to do that to both of these, and then we're going to reconstitute them. Now sometimes if you get too quick about pulling it off, this little rubber here will start to peel away on the side, you see? So you just got to be careful when you're taking that plastic cap off the top that you don't rip it off too aggressively like I just did. So I'm just going to go ahead and hold this down and twist that off the rest of the way, and that's still safe to use like that. It's still sealed. I'm going to take my alcohol swab. I'm going to clean off the top of all 3 of these. Alright, so this is 20 milligrams of retatrutide. So that would be 20 weeks worth at 1 milligram per week, right? Now on an insulin syringe, you have 10 units, right? So if I put 2 full mils of water in here, then every time I draw up to the 1, that's going to be 1 milligram of the product, right? Now, the 1 IU mark there in an insulin syringe is pretty small, right? So that doesn't leave you a lot of room to err when you're getting an accurate dosage. So I'm actually going to put 4 mLs of backwater into the retatrutide in order to dilute it. But then every time I do an injection, I'm going to be drawing up to the 0.2 on the insulin syringe, and that's going to give me my half milligram, if that makes sense. So to reconstitute, I have a bigger syringe. This is going to make it quicker. I'm going to wind up combining these in the same vial. So it's always good to draw up some air before you do a draw. You want to keep pressure, back pressure in the vials when you're doing this. So I'm going to pull some air into the syringe. I'm going to inject that air into the vial and then draw out the solution. So you want to do that every time you're doing a draw. Inject some air in there in the same amount that you're going to be pulling out. All right, so I have 2 mLs of water in here. I'm going to go ahead and add this to the CJC to reconstitute it. One thing you'll notice on these when you're reconstituting, you stick that in there and the needle is automatically going to start squirting the backwater in for you because the vials already have back pressure on them. So that's one mark of a good quality product. There have been a few times actually where I punctured a vial before from other brands and there wasn't any back pressure in there, which means either A, they didn't supply any back pressure when they were manufacturing, or the seal had broken at some point. So that's something you want to keep an eye out for. It's not always a bad sign, but if the seal's broken, then you can't be sure that it's not contaminated. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and put 2 mLs of backwater into the retatrutide as well, and that'll start to reconstitute. I'm doing a video. All right, and then I'm going to go ahead and pull this CJC back out of here, and I'm going to put it into the retatrutide vial. All right, now I wasn't able to get 100% of the CJC into there. There was about 1/4 ml left. So after I pull a couple of doses out of the retatrutide vial, I'll go ahead and add the rest of the CJC. As long as I'm above 300 micrograms twice per week, I'm happy with the dosage. So I got most of it in there. I'm at about 4. By the time I get this in there, I'll be right exactly where I want to be. Not super stressed. There's only like maybe 1/4 ml left in there. So I'm going to go ahead and throw all these in the refrigerator. I'm going to let this sit for a little bit and finish reconstituting it. I don't see anything left in there. It looks like it's pretty well reconstituted. We'll let that sit in the fridge and cool off for a little bit and make sure it's completely dissolved. and then I'll go ahead and do my injection. So thank you guys for watching. If you're looking for a discount code, it's 30% off with code DADBOD. You can go to the link in the bio and see all the different brands and products there. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video.